right, please be putting those finishing those finishing markings onto your warm-up sketches. You can always return to them later. Okay, and now let's please close our sketchbooks, and we are going to watch and listen for a moment. So yesterday we drew portraits. Portraits focus on the face. So portraits are great for showing emotion or sometimes personality. They're also great for if you're trying to depict a specific person. Today, we are going to back up. The focus today is going to be on the whole body. So we call that a figure drawing. And we will try to practice two different methods of figure drawing today. The first one is called gesture drawing. Gesture drawing is first like drawing a more sophisticated stick figure. It has a circle for a head and sticks for arms and legs, but it has more detailed arm sticks. The arms show both the forearm and the elbow to shoulder. The legs show both the thigh and the calf. So these are a little bit more sophisticated than stick figures we normally draw. And the reason why we do this is just to plan where the different body parts will be, to show what is the person doing. The second step I like to call adding the meat. So that's just like showing where the actual skin and muscles are on the bones. And then finally, we draw those other more personal characteristics like face, hair, and clothes. So some people prefer drawing figure drawings because they want to show the action. Like it might make sense to draw a close-up portrait of a genius like Thomas Edison to show what's going on in his mind and his emotions. But maybe if you want to draw an athlete like Kobe Bryant or something, he's really famous for his moves on the basketball court. So for him, you might want to draw a full figure to show what's happening, to show what he's doing. Thank you for listening. What I would like us to please do now is we are going to open up to a clean page of paper in your sketchbook or just a clean piece of paper and take out a pencil or something you can use to draw. A pencil might be best today because doing gesture drawings sometimes involves some erasing. Take a moment to make sure you have paper and something to draw with. Okay. Our first step we're going to do, so yesterday we were drawing really big for the face. Today we're going to draw small for the face. So we're just going to draw a little oval to plan where our person's head will be. Next, we're going to draw just a tiny line that just shows how long the neck is. Now, we're going to draw a straight line that shows where the collarbone and shoulders are. So usually this line just goes out a little bit further than the head. Now, we are going to draw the line that shows the chest and the stomach. So this line's going to be kind of long. Some people have longer torsos, some people have shorter torsos. But we just want to draw a line that basically goes down to where the pants would start. Next, we're going to draw to measure how far the hips will go out. Usually hips and shoulders go out about the same length. So I'm going to make my hips just about as wide as my shoulders are. Okay, now we are going to start drawing the legs. So the leg will not start out here. The leg starts kind of halfway between this middle line and where the hip ends. So right about there, right in the middle. And we're only going to draw half the leg. So draw to plan the top half of the leg, and then you can stop and draw a circle where you think the knee should go. And then you can do the same thing for the other side. So once again, that leg bone starts about halfway between the middle and the outside of the hip. And we're only drawing a short line because it's only half the leg, and then a circle for the knee. Next, we are going to plan the knee to the ankle. So it'll be just about the same length as the top half. And you can think about direction. Is it going to be standing completely straight, like this one leg is? Or is it going to maybe be kicking in or out? So this line should be just about the same length as the top half of the leg, more or less. Lastly, to finish the skeleton of the bottom half of the body, I'm just going to draw ovals for where I want the feet to be. So you're probably imagining now what you can do with the arms. So once again, we're just going to first draw the first half, and we're going to stop where we think the elbow would be. Also, the arms usually don't start right at the point. They usually start just inside the point of the shoulder. So we're kind of drawing a short line only to mark the first half of where the arm is, and then you can put a little dot for where you want the elbow to be. So now we're going to need to draw another arm line that's just about the same length as the top half, and the second half is for our forearm, and we're going to stop right at the wrist. So it should be about the same length, and once again, you can decide which direction do you want it to go. Lastly, we're just going to draw ovals to show where the hands could be. So this kind of just gives us an idea of what pose the person will be doing. And right now, this pose that he's in, where he's leaning on one leg and has one arm close to the body and one outside the body, that's called contrapposto. And for some reason, this pose is classically seen in figure drawings throughout time. Like a lot of the time you can picture somebody holding a sword or maybe a staff in their hand or a flag, right? Very historical pose. Okay, so now we have our sticks and or our bones. So now we're going to start drawing basically like a bubble around it to show where the skin is. So I'm going to start by drawing a line on each side of my neckline, and then I can erase the neckline. And same thing, now I'm going to start here at the point of the shoulder, wrap around the elbow and all the way down to the hand. Now I have an arm. I can do the same thing for the other side. Start at the tip, follow the line, and go back. And if you think your arms look too thin, then you can always just draw a bubble on the other side of it too. And then erase the middle line, and that'll help thicken your arms up. Okay, so now we are going to draw the body. So we're going to start at the hip line down here, the hip point, and just go straight up so it connects to the arm. My hand is kind of covering my hip bone here, so I'm just going to imagine where the line would go there and then pick it back up right there. And once you have those stomach or side of the bodies marked, then you can erase some of those lines. You can, so that it starts to look like one cohesive body. Okay. Now, just like how we started at the point of the shoulder to follow around the elbow and down to the hand, we're going to do the same thing for the outside of the legs. You're going to start at that hip point, go down towards the knee, all the way down to the foot. We can do that for both legs. Start at the hip point, down around the knee, go down to the foot. Okay, now for the inside of the legs, what I like to do is just draw a point where I imagine the pants coming together, like right there between the legs where the two pants come together. Just draw a little dot there. And now from this dot, I can follow to the inside of the knee and down to the foot, and the inside of the knee and down to the foot. And then you will be ready to erase all the bones. So now we have the meat or the skin and muscle on the person.
Miss?
Yes.
For the shoes, can I draw some Jordans?
We will try to have time at the end of class, and if we don't have time at the end, then you can show me at the beginning of class tomorrow, because we have just a little bit more work to do on this before we share. Okay, the next step we're going to do is actually what we're going to do tomorrow are not tomorrow, I'm sorry, right now are the kinds of things that we did yesterday. So remember, for clothes, we don't want a straight line to show the shirt. We want a U line or a V line. So it looks like it's wrapping around his neck. And we're going to do that same kind of idea, same for shirt and pants, going to make a U line around the waist. I can make a U line on the arms to show the t-shirt. I can make a U line to show the shorts or the pants. You can also use that same U line to show where the socks or the shoes are. For some reason, I think it's because our bodies are round. So that's why in drawings, the lines for clothes shouldn't look straight, because that would make the person's body look really flat. But if you use the round line, then it shows that the person is three-dimensional. Okay, and then after that, we are going to do kind of like an abbreviated version of the face. It's going to be more simple than yesterday, because it's just too tiny to draw all the details we did yesterday. So I usually like to start by doing my horizontal lines in the middle of the head to plan where the eyebrows and eyes will be. Now I can do my capital L or J to make either a pointy or rounded nose. I chose an L today. Sometimes you might notice you need to change some of the shapes, make things thicker or longer. I'm noticing that I want to make my chin a little bit longer. It's great to be able to erase when you do figure drawings. And now for the mouth, instead of doing the M shape, because that might be too hard to squeeze in, I'm just going to do 2 sideways lines. There we go. And then for the ears, you can do C shapes that are over near the eyebrows. Should probably show some eyes too. And yesterday we drew like lemon shapes for the eyes. And once again, it is just too hard to do those details on figure drawings. So
can I put my eyes like closed?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I usually will just do a spot or a line for the eyes when I do a figure. So you can really see now how the focus of the figure drawing is on the body, right? It's very different. So this is just something important for when you are choosing to draw people. You want to think, what is important? Is it the emotion or thoughts that the person is having, or is it what the person is doing?
Mine looks ugly.
Miss,
It's okay. These are just practices. What was that?
Can I put glasses on him?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Our people also need hair. And with hair on figure drawings, I like to do it the same way that I do with portraits, in that I'm just using little lines to show the hair. You don't want to do the shape and color it in, because that's a hat. It's not hair when you do that. So for the hair, we're just going to draw the lines. And then like you guys mentioned, you can start designing who your person is and what they are doing. You can draw glasses if you want them to have glasses. I'm trying to think of what my person is doing. Maybe my person is holding, I think my person is going to be holding an axe. And now I can show the tree she's cutting up. Yeah, see, so you can decide what's going to go in their hand. What is your person doing? Yeah, this is just a great way to show what people are doing in their or in your art. Okay. So we have about 5 more minutes left in class.